a bustling city filled with towering skyscrapers and buzzing energy. There lived a dedicated software engineer named Alex Carter. With bright eyes and an unyielding spirit, Alex poured every ounce of passion into crafting innovative solutions in the tech industry. A dream of climbing the corporate ladder was not just a fantasy, it was a goal fueled by hard work and determination. It can take unexpected turns, as Alex would soon discover. A shocking turn of events, Daniel Mills, Alex's vindictive ex-boss, decided to fire Alex under false pretenses. With whispers in the break room, fabricated allegations of poor performance that spread like wildfire throughout the company. No matter how hard Alex tried to defend their character, Daniel wielded his power like a weapon, ensuring that no one dared challenge his authority. The impact was devastating. Job after job turned down because of the infamous blacklist Daniel had created. Each rejection felt like a dagger piercing deeper into Alex's hopes and dreams. Days turned into weeks as isolation crept in, self-doubt clouded thoughts that once radiated confidence. During this tumultuous time, Sarah Lopez emerged as a beacon of light in Alex's life, a supportive colleague who refused to let her friends succumb to despair. Over coffee breaks filled with candid conversations and laughter echoing softly through empty hallways, Sarah encouraged Alex not to give up hope despite the overwhelming circumstances. "We're talented," she reminded gently one afternoon as they sat together beneath the flickering fluorescent lights of their favorite cafe. "Don't let him define who you are or what you're capable of." Though comforted by her words, doubt lingered in the corners of Alex's mind like shadows refusing to fade away. Every moment spent searching for new opportunities only intensified feelings of frustration and helplessness. And yet, amid these struggles stood resilience, a quiet strength waiting for its moment to shine through adversity's grip. With Sarah beside them, encouragement and igniting courage within their heart once more. They know that soon enough they would unravel an injustice far beyond themselves, a journey towards reclaiming dignity where darkness threatened to prevail. Alex stood in the bustling conference hall, the excitement of innovation and opportunity buzzing in the air. Yet, all she felt was a suffocating weight on her chest. To network, to find solace among peers who shared her passion for technology. Instead, it was just another reminder of Daniel Mills's cruelty that haunted her since he unfairly blacklisted her from the industry. A moment arrived when Daniel took the stage. His smile was charming, but Alex could see through it, a facade painted over a heart of malice. He spoke about leadership and integrity. She felt bile rise in her throat. He casually mentioned how certain individuals had poor work ethics and lacked professionalism. His veiled reference to Alex sent shockwaves through the crowd. Spread like wildfire, eyes darting between her and him as if they were caught in a play where she was both the protagonist and villain. After his speech concluded, Alex rushed outside for fresh air. A cool breeze did little to calm her racing heart. Instead, it filled her with anger and determination. Found her sitting on a bench, tears streaming down her face. "I can't believe he did this," Alex choked out between sobs. "I know," Sarah replied softly, placing a comforting hand on Alex's shoulder. "But you're not alone in this." As they spoke quietly under the dim light of dusk, Sarah shared disturbing insights gathered from other colleagues who had been targets of Daniel's ruthless tactics. A pattern began to emerge. Daniel's reign of terror extended beyond just Alex. Others suffered too, but felt paralyzed by fear and uncertainty. "Does he get away with it?" Alex asked bitterly. "He uses his power to intimidate anyone who might speak up," Sarah said grimly. "But maybe we should start gathering voices together, show everyone that he isn't infallible." Alex considered this proposal seriously for a moment before nodding resolutely. It would build their case not just for herself, but for every person silenced by Daniel's oppressive shadow. Later that night, while scrolling through social media aimlessly at home, something caught Alex's eye. Tom Richards had posted about leaving Daniel's company after years of unethical practices finally wearing him down. Ignited within her, perhaps Tom could be key in exposing Daniel once and for all. With renewed hope pulsing through her veins like adrenaline, she drafted a message to Tom late into the night detailing everything that had transpired: her firing, Daniel's slanderous remarks at the conference, and imploring him to meet up. Dawn broke over the horizon, illuminating possibilities ahead like sunbeams breaking through clouds after a stormy night. Alex vowed silently, enough was enough. Justice would be served one way or another. In the heart of their despair, a spark of defiance ignited within Alex. A moment Daniel Mills had publicly slandered them at the industry conference was the final straw. Echoes of laughter filled the room following Daniel's cruel remarks. Alex felt an overwhelming rush of humiliation and anger. This wasn't just a personal attack, it was a calculated effort to obliterate their career in front of peers, who once admired their work. Staring out from the sidelines, Sarah gripped Alex's arm tightly, her face reflecting a mixture of fury and concern. "You can't let him get away with this," she whispered fiercely, determination lacing her words. "You deserve better than this disgrace." Fueled by that fire, Alex reached out to Tom Richards, a former employee who had left Daniel's company under dubious circumstances. With every interaction they shared leading up to this moment, Tom had always seemed like a credible ally, but now held vital information that could turn the tide. In a quiet cafe, where secrets were exchanged over steaming cups of coffee, Tom leaned in closer. Terrible things," he admitted softly, his eyes darting around as if afraid someone might overhear. "Daniel has been embezzling funds and harassing employees for years." As Tom recounted his experiences documenting incidents involving withheld wages and intimidation tactics, the pieces began to fall into place for Alex. They realized they weren't alone, there were others who suffered similarly under Daniel's reign. Driven by newfound resolve, Alex and Sarah devised a plan to gather testimonials from those willing to speak out against Daniel's unethical behavior. Together, they created an online document where former employees could share their stories anonymously without fear of retribution. Each submission added weight to their case, a collective voice rising against oppression. Days turned into weeks as testimonials poured in, stories filled with pain, yet tempered with courage sparked by Alex's refusal to back down. Every night was spent meticulously compiling evidence spreadsheets, bloomed with names and accounts that painted a damning portrait of Daniel's misconduct. Collecting information wasn't enough, confrontations were needed. Time to take action that would make waves across the industry. With trembling hands but steadfast hearts, they approached Jessica Chen, the new HR specialist at another company, who used to work alongside Daniel during darker days. Standing outside her office door felt like facing thunderclouds before a storm, but both knew it was imperative they spoke with her. "Jessica," Sarah began cautiously as soon as Jessica appeared behind the door with curiosity in her gaze, "we need your help." As they laid out their gathered evidence, the testimonies and documented incidents, it became clear that Jessica understood all too well what kind of man she had once worked for. "Didn't realize how deep this went," Jessica said slowly after hearing everything laid bare before her eyes. A shock on her face morphed into determination as she nodded vigorously, agreeing to support their cause when she finally grasped the gravity of what Daniel had done not just to Alex but countless others trapped under his thumb. The culmination of all efforts arrived one fateful day at an industry forum, attended by influential leaders, where whispers filled the air about someone daring enough to challenge an established tyrant. Alex stood before them, all their heart pounding fiercely, but steadied by each story shared through their research. With Sarah beside them, and Jessica seated in solidarity among allies made along this journey. It presented irrefutable proof detailing misdeeds committed by Daniel Mills, like layers peeling back from an onion revealing festering rot underneath. Asps echoed throughout the audience as facts unfolded, reputations tarnished not just for one man, but illuminating systemic issues that plagued many workplaces, saturated with power struggles driven by self-interest instead of integrity. Dismantling Daniel's reputation piece by piece amidst murmurs surging through attendees' lips like wildfire spreading across parched earth, it became clear. Justice was within reach, as the dust settled from their explosive reveal at the public forum. Palpable shift swept through the tech industry. News of Daniel Mills's unethical practices spread like wildfire, igniting conversations and sparking outrage among colleagues who had long suffered in silence. The walls that once protected Daniel now began to crumble as former employees found their voices. Alex watched with a mix of satisfaction and disbelief as reports surfaced detailing investigations into Daniel's past dealings. Clients started to distance themselves, one by one, unwilling to associate with someone tarnished by scandal. A once mighty figure was reduced to whispers in back rooms, and hushed conversations among executives wary of his reputation. In stark contrast, Alex experienced a remarkable transformation. The testimonials they collected bore witness not only to her character, but also showcased her talents, her skills illuminated amidst the chaos that had engulfed her for so long. Job offers flooded in, each one an affirmation of resilience against the tide of injustice she had fought so fiercely. The first offer came from a prominent tech firm known for its innovative projects and inclusive culture, a place where Alex could finally thrive without fear of sabotage or slander. She signed her acceptance letter. She felt a weight lift off her shoulders. It wasn't just a job offer, it was a chance to reclaim everything that had been stripped away from her. Amidst these new beginnings, Sarah stood proudly beside Alex during interviews and networking events, sharing stories about their journey together, an unwavering bond forged in adversity. Ham became an ally too, helping draw attention to the ongoing investigations into Daniel's actions while encouraging others to come forward with their own experiences. Weeks turned into months. News broke that Daniel faced legal repercussions, lawsuits filed by former employees who had endured years of mistreatment under his regime. Each case added another nail in the coffin of his career, as whispers turned into accusations surfacing across various media outlets. On this whirlwind journey during an evening stroll through the city streets, filled with twinkling lights illuminating hopeful faces bustling around them, Alex felt invigorated, a sense of purpose blossoming within like spring flowers breaking through winter frost. "Believe how far we've come," Alex whispered softly to Sarah beside her. "Ever doubt the power of standing up for what is right?" Sarah replied with conviction gleaming in her eyes. "You showed everyone that courage can dismantle even the mightiest of oppressors." With newfound credibility validated by those willing to speak out alongside her, Alex vowed never again to let fear dictate choices or silence truth. Moments when despair threatened to creep back and the echoes of isolation lingering faintly, she recalled every struggle endured, and each voice raised in solidarity against tyranny. Empowered now more than ever before, not just for herself, but for all those wronged, Alex continued advocating for justice beyond personal revenge. She inspired others caught in similar battles, not only within their workplaces, but throughout life's myriad challenges. Let this be our reminder. Alex thought silently as they passed under shimmering trees, adorned with soft fairy lights reflecting dreams, yet unfulfilled. The fight against injustice may be daunting, but never impossible when fueled by determination and camaraderie. Thus began a new chapter, a bright future painted with possibilities waiting patiently on the horizon for those brave enough to chase after them unflinchingly.